Hi everyone, this is Carrie Cole with Side by Side Educational Consulting, where we specialize working side by side with educators to improve outcomes for all kids. We've been in a really exciting phonics series where we've been looking at the components of an explicit phonics lesson and the steps that you can use to build a lesson that's going to ensure success for all kids. The first step was ensuring that there was a phonemic awareness warm-up. The second step was an explicit connection from the sound to the spelling, or a phoneme-grapheme association. And then the third step was blending, teaching kids how to then take those sounds that they've learned and blend them into words. We're now today going to look at step number 4, which is reading decodable text. Lots of talk around decodable text right now, particularly in this idea of the science of reading, and I really want to talk about how to use decodable text strategically, because just using decodable text does not necessarily mean that you're connecting it to your phonics scope and sequence. So the decodable text that you're using should connect explicitly to your phonics scope and sequence. Decodable text provides an opportunity for kids to take those previously learned sounds and spellings and then apply that knowledge to connected text in a really meaningful way. So any decodable isn't going to work. You want to make sure that the decodable is matched up to the sound symbol correspondences that kids have learned. That way, kids aren't going to be forced to guess at any words in the text, because all of the words in the text are either words that contain sound spellings that they've been previously taught in an explicit way, or maybe a few high-frequency words that they've learned previous to reading the text, and they already know those on sight. So when we have that type of text, what it does is prevents guessing for kids. They either come to a word that they have the skills to sound it out, or they have a word that they've previously learned as a sight word, and they already know that word in a flash. When you look at a type of decodable text, and here's an example from Flyleaf Publishing, which is a pretty popular decodable text series, you can see how this is focusing on short vowel sounds, and actually the biggest focus in this book is short O, so kids have just learned short O, and now they're going to have an opportunity to practice that short O sound in the text. So when you open up the text, you'll see there are words that kids can sound out, and again, they're not forced to guess at anything. The beauty of these readers, and many of the decodable readers that are out there, is someplace in the book, and in the Flyleaf Publishing books, it's in the back. You'll see it laid out for the teacher in terms of, here are the sound spellings that kids have to know before they read this book, and here are the high frequency words that they need to know to be able to read this book successfully. That makes everything in this book, if they've been taught these two things, 100% decodable, meaning there's nothing in here that they can't either sound out or have already previously learned that high frequency word. When kids have that, it makes them successful. Decodable text isn't the be-all, end-all to reading. It's just a step for an explicit phonics lesson. You would, of course, be providing really great read-alouds on authentic literature as well, but this is an opportunity for kids to practice their phonics skills in connected text, which leads to a high degree of success. Let's look at a quick example of kids reading a decodable text in the classroom. Boys and girls, we're going to be reading a decodable today. It has two of the high frequency words that we just focused on. The first word that's going to be in it, that's one of our sight words, is what, everyone? Have. Spell it. H-A-V-E. What word? Have. That word will be in there. Good job. And then we have another new high frequency word that we've learned, and that word is? What. Yes, what. Spell it. W-H-A-T. What word? What? You've got it. Excellent job. Let's look at our new book. So let's look at our two chapters. The first chapter is what, everyone? A pet ox. Very good. Point to the words. And then the second chapter is Babe Helps. Okay, let's see what happens in this book. Turn to the first page. Put your finger on the first word. You're going to read this book a page at a time. First, you'll whisper read the page to yourself, and then we'll read the page together. Get ready. You're going to whisper read the page to yourself. Remember to point to each word as you read. If you finish early, I want you to whisper read the page again. Are you ready? Begin. Just whisper. Get ready. Everyone read. I am a
big man. I must be 10 times the size of a
big van. Nice job. I have a question for you. How much bigger is the man than the van? Find it in the text. Can you point to it? How much times?